Our manifesto number 1 says we shall legalize weed.
Race to the State House has ignited different people every time there is a general election in Kenya, with different faces gracing the presidential ballot paper of aspiring candidates to the presidential seat, the highest in the republic, have risen with the cardinal desire to serve the nation.
Please turn out in large numbers on the 9th of August and exercise your democratic right.
The 2022 general election attracted at least 46 aspirants, with only 4 candidates being cleared to contest for presidency by the electoral agency IEBC.
1. David Mwaure Wahiga of Agano Party. 2. Professor George Wajackoyah of Roots Party. 3. Raila Odinga of Azimio Coalition Political Party. And 4. William Ruto of United Democratic Alliance Party.
One of the 4 stormed the political airwaves and has become a political sensation by running for Kenya's presidency on a promise to turn the East African nation into a major exporter of marijuana, snake venom, and hyena's testicle. But who is this man, Wajackoyah? Professor George Wajackoyah, son to Tito Olilo Wajackoyah and Millennia Makoa, is 63 years old. Born on 24th October 1959 in Matungu, Western Kenya. Later, at the age of 3, his parents got divorced, leaving him abandoned. With hopes of reuniting with his mother, Wajackoyah traveled to Busia intending to go to Uganda, where grapevine has it that her mother had moved hence. Wajackoyah grew up in a remote area in Western Kenya. According to the abrasive professor, he later left home in Western for Nairobi, where he ended up living on the streets and feeding on the dumpsters of the capital. At the age of 10, he was taken by devotees, the worshippers at the Hare Krishna temple, who feeds homeless and destitute people, who rescued him from feeding on garbage bins in the streets. Professor Wajackoyah lived in the temple and became a Hare Krishna priest. He was sponsored by the then Basic Education Minister Joseph Kamodo to complete his secondary education at St. Peter's Mumias Boys High School in Kakamega County for his A-levels. Wajackoyah did not meet his academic expectation. Later on, he joined the Kenya Police and trained as a police constable, where he met with the current Deputy Inspector General Edward Mbugua and other ranked seniors. As a constable, Wajackoyah was posted to the Central Police Station, Nairobi, and worked at Pangani and Kasarani police stations before joining Intelligence, the then special branch. After many years, his distinguished respected education journey began. After completing his high school education in the early 90s, Wajackoyah did a postgraduate diploma in law at the Kenya School of Law. For a man who seems to have attained accolades in the field of academia, he then proceeded for his master's in law in USA at the University of Baltimore. The law became his class. He later proceeded to the University of Wolverhampton in the United Kingdom, where he studied law and graduated in 1996.
Having myself stayed there for many years, where I had to be a mortuary attendant, where I had to clean the old people in old people's homes, where I had to be a grave digger, where I had to clean them red buses in UK, where I had to go through the colds.
In addition to his many achievements in the field of academia, he earned another Master in Law Development from the prestigious University of Warwick, another graduate degree in law from SOAS University of London. A man of degrees and degrees, Wajackoyah came back home and pursued an advanced diploma in French at the University of Burundi. He also holds a diploma in French from the Kenya Institute of Administration, studied economics and refugee law at World University Service in the United Kingdom. And at the Riara University, he studied the law of Kenya. He also acquired a PhD from the online Walden University. Above the whole list of his wide studies, Wajackoyah studied criminal, civil litigation at the American Heritage University of Southern. Wajackoyah has taught in different institutions in the UK, the US, and the Republic of Kenya. He taught mainly human rights, law and economics, international law, and comparative constitutional. A determined man, has practiced law for 25 years. The politician is also the founding partner of Lushiri and Co-Advocates. Wajackoyah's professor title is no joke. He earned it, and now is the most learned presidential candidate with 17 degrees among the candidates he is competing with. The question remains to many, how did he manage to study all that?
I was not able to get a first or second class.
Professor Wajackoyah later relocated to the United States, where he met his African-American wife, but does not always disclose his family in campaigns nor interviews. Wajackoyah is married to his lovely wife Mela Chitam and has children. His wife is an African-American, and the two have been together throughout his professional and political journey. Furthermore, Wajackoyah has children whose names remain unknown. In the form filling of his wife's part, Wajackoyah left a blank space, though dual citizenship on this aspirant is still a controversy.
That any person can become a dual national of any other country.
Chitam appeared during the debate, but many Kenyans are eagerly waiting to see when the children will appear too. Currently, the abrasive lawyer lives in Nairobi, Kenya, while his wife lives in America. Does this begin his political taste? Wajackoyah was involved in political campaigns in the UK to push for change in different parts of the world and worked closely with Ghana's former president Jerry Rawlings, who took power in a coup in 1981 and ruled until 2000. Professor returned to Kenya in 2010, declaring that he wanted to run for president. 12 years later, a man who many call Wajackoyah V, as well as his hometown Rais, will come to fulfill his ambition and aspiration to reach his topmost goal and write to the records of the Kenya's politics.
But I had only one agenda: to come back home and bring what I earned through hard work, through sweat, back in this country.
Professor George Lushiri Wajackoyah finds his niche of influence with his manifestos, one that caught the Republic's attention, and there begins a massive follow on the politician.
We shall legalize weed.
Manifestos that will be boosted with the two words, an anthem that will shake the people that are hanging on corrupt lines and empty promises.
But if somebody is coming here to recycle us saying that I'll take that money, which he knows very well that is borrowed money, I'll take that money and then pay off the debt, that person is sleeping. If he's a presidential candidate, I'll defeat him very early in the morning.
The fifth is the leader of the Roots Party that began through his political collections. The party leader, together with his running mate, 35 years of age businesswoman Justina Wangoi Wamai, has sparked the Republic in 2022 by standing out for their propagation of root cannabis that they propose as a solution for foreign exchange and medicinal use.
And we are the ones who are seeking to legalize and regulate marijuana.
We have a very, very viable economic product, that a God-given economic product like hemp and marijuana, not for purposes of smoking, for medicinal purposes.
On the campaign trail, Wajackoyah tends to wear a tracksuit, t-shirt and headscarf rather than a smart suit that shows he is not part of the Kenyan establishment he accuses of rampant corruption.
We have people to come around and let's talk and let us be heard, rather than just having men in suits like whatever, because of the academic criteria upon which men are picked up.
If he wins, he will pass laws to regulate the farming and production of marijuana for industrial and medical use to help solve two of Kenya's biggest problems, unemployment and a ballooning national debt.
The country has sunk. The country is in debt. Now, how do we pay those debts?
The debt we have today is $10 trillion.
And pay the Chinese and tell them, you know what? To hell with your debts. We want to stop the debt issue.
That we shall be very happy with that amount just from one county. Semeni haleluya. Kila mtu atakuwa anafanya nini? Ana pesa yake.
If Prof Wajackoyah's proposal is implemented, it will see Kenyans join other African countries that are seeking to tap into the global marijuana market. Otherwise, Prof Wajackoyah says he has never smoked marijuana, but will be the first person to do so in celebration if Kenya legalized it.
Because it heals us, it brings us from mental slavery.
Another sparking one that is unheard of by many aspirants is snake farming.
Ni ile snake yenyewe, original. Hata mimi nikiwaonyesha hivi journalists, na mimi nataka watu wachanuke tafadhali. Phenomenal snake farmer will earn an average of $6,000 or $600,000 per vial.
He says snake's meat will be exported to countries such as China, where it is regarded as a delicacy. In his 10-point manifesto, he says his government will go after the corrupt, convict grave suspects who will then be hanged. A legalization of the death penalty shall be implemented. The defined lawyer once in government will seek to suspend parts of the constitution
we have to introduce what we call subaltern laws, laws of the people. And the only way we can introduce laws of the people is to suspend part of that constitution.
If you look at the United States, and you look at Britain, which does not have a written constitution, you look at Israel, which does not have a written constitution, and you look at New Zealand, which does not have a written constitution. What I'm trying to say is that the constitution we have is rotten. It does not serve the purpose in which it was created.
Others in his manifesto include 4-day work week, shutting down the standard gauge railway, and move Kenya's capital city.
And we are going to reward you by moving our capital city from here to Isiolo.
The manifestos show the power that a leader has in meeting the needs of their people. The decision of who will be the leader in the August 9th polls is left in the hands of the citizens' vote. And now, if Professor George Lushiri Wajackoyah wins in the elections, he will be the head of the state in the next 5 years.
Na musisahau kutingiza miti.
Freedom is coming.
Freedom is coming.
Moses Okech, Look Up TV.
Freedom, freedom.